Hello everyone! Today I'm going to talk to you about risk taking. Now, I'm a risk taker and I feel like it's a skill that you do have to develop and you have to practice. So I want to talk to you about a few things that I've done in the past, how I became a risk taker and how I feel that it's beneficial to my life and how I think it's probably going to be beneficial to yours as well. Now, let's take it back to when I was back in college. I went to college to study sport and exercise sciences because I wanted to be a personal trainer. And I knew this even after I'd left school, that I wanted to be a personal fitness coach, personal trainer. So I went to college and I was studying with all the class, with all the group. I was having a good time, but there was something in it that really made me feel that I wasn't really learning what I wanted to learn or doing what I wanted to do. Now, maybe this is the part of me that I was rushing into it and I just wanted to be there already. But there was something in me that said, hey, this isn't feeling right. So what I did was I actually quit after a year. I received one A-level qualification from it. I got some good experience, but I felt like I wasn't moving to the speed that I felt that I could be. So I quit after a year. I did a 6-week personal trainer course. I got my qualification for that. And almost immediately I was in the gym as a freelance, self-employed personal trainer. Now, I'm not saying that the college route is the wrong route or the university route is the wrong route. However, what I decided to do was take a risk, and that risk really paid off for me in that time. Now, not all risks are going to pay off. Some risks are actually going to, well, they will, because all risks will teach you something. If they work, they taught you that they worked and that you should really trust your feeling of doing something different, that what you wanted to do was right. Or if it doesn't work, then what it will teach you is, hey, that didn't work, and you can sit back and you can reflect on why that didn't work. So I feel like risk taking is something that we all need to try, or at least do more in our daily lives. So I became a personal trainer, enjoyed it, was really good. I was successful for these 1 to 2 years that I was working in this specific gym, and I really loved that. And then another risk opportunity came up. Now, I've always been about traveling and seeing the world and exploring things, and so I took the risk of leaving my job and going off traveling. And I actually went, my first time was over to Costa Rica when I was 19 years old, and the risk was that I wanted to go and explore Costa Rica, but do it with not really any plans. So I took that risk of leaving my job, having some savings, and going for it and making some new experiences. And this is really, really, really a beautiful thing that I did, because I managed to meet new people. I discovered that traveling was my passion, that I didn't want to go back to England and go back to work. I wanted to travel the world and see new cultures and learn new languages. So it was through taking risks that I understood that this is where I wanted to go. But if I hadn't have taken that risk, I might not have ever gone traveling or discovered that animals were something that I wanted to be involved with, that I wanted to work with animals in the future. Now, how do you take these risks? Because risks are scary, right? How do you quit your job, or how do you go up to the person that you want to talk to and just do that? Like, we have so many boundaries and barriers and things that we follow and guides that kind of say to us that I probably shouldn't do that because, and a lot of it is just in your mind and through what the media portrays that you should do. So for example, if it's going up to speaking to that girl that you like, you have this other part inside your mind saying, yeah, but what about if she doesn't like you? And you think, yeah, good point. Yeah, she probably won't like me. And then you don't do it. Well, what about if she does like you? You know, what about if that's your partner in crime, if that's your new wife? What about if that does go right? So then you have to weigh up some balances, and you have to look at it as like, okay, great. So if I go and speak to that girl, what are the things that could happen? Okay, so one, she could slap me around the face. Ouch. It's not going to be too good. Maybe some people see it. That really doesn't look too good if you get slapped around the face. But again, weigh up the balances. After a few seconds, a few minutes, few hours, you probably forgot that that even happened. You've moved on, you're doing your things. What about if she says outright, no, I'm not interested? I mean, you weigh up the balances again. I mean, that really doesn't matter, does it? She said no, that's great. You understood that she didn't say yes, and that you can sit back and reflect, why not? Maybe I did something different, I could try something new. Or maybe it was just general no connection. So you learned something new. And what about if she says, yes, I really like you too, or hey, let's go for a coffee? Then boom, that risk was worth all that 20 seconds. Now there's a quote from We Bought a Zoo, the film, and Matt Damon in it says, all you need is 20 seconds. 20 seconds of insane courage, and I promise you, something beautiful will come from it. And this is what I'm trying to get at, because all of these things that you want to do, whether it's going off traveling, whether it's quitting your job and going for a different job, or whether it's simply calling up someone that you want to speak to, we have to understand that all of these messages that are coming from the inside of your head saying, oh yeah, but what about if they say no, or what about if someone laughs at me, or what about if it goes terribly wrong? When you can fully understand that it doesn't matter as long as you take something from it, in a sense of if you learn something from it, then it was all worth it. But at the same time, even if you don't manage to learn much from it in that moment, at least you've tried something, and if you've followed what your heart wanted to do in that moment, and you've really gone for it. And that's taking responsibility of like your own desire in life to do things. Now, I don't suggest going off and doing things that put people in harm or that can really damage somebody else. But most of the time, the things that you want to do in life are things that you really want to do, and that if they go right, they will be beautiful. So what I want to say to you guys today is just go out and try something that you wanted to do. Whether it was at work and you just wanted to talk to that person, don't worry about what might go wrong. Instead, really start to put all of your energy on, oh my God, what if this goes right? If you go up to your manager and you want a pay rise, how many people want a pay rise but they never even ask for it? How about if you ask for it and it goes great and you get a pay rise? Obviously it would be better if you deserve it, so try and ask when you deserve it or you've given enough value to deserve that. But if you do feel like that's something you deserve right now, or you just want to go for it and try it, why not try it? What is that going to really say to that person, your manager, that you've just asked? If you ask them that you want a pay rise, that's probably saying to them that he's probably thinking, okay, or she's thinking, they feel like they deserve it. I'm going to maybe pay attention to what they're doing and consider this. Or maybe they simply just say, no, at the moment, no. I appreciate your asking, but I can't do that right now. And then you can then ask why. And if they say, well, it's because of funds, it's because of this, then you've become a step closer to the future of how you might get that pay rise in the future. But if somebody says no, that's fine. You're not going to die from it. You're not going to lose everything you've got. And in fact, you'll feel great by asking these questions. And this is really important to take. If you do something that you really, really wanted to do and it doesn't go well, then you feel great from it as well. And I'll tell you why, because when you want to go and talk to somebody and you were almost not going to do it, but you did everything in your power in that moment to say, hey, no, I'm going to do it, and you do it. Afterwards, whatever happens, you can sit back and go, I did it. I had that courage and bravery to go and do it. So, and you realize afterwards that you don't die from it and that everything continues spinning, the world continues going round, and that you become a step closer and you build this confidence in you to go off and try more things like this. You take more risks in your life. Now there's one thing I want to mention, and I think it relates really well, is that most people want to do things, but they want to wait for motivation. Because when you're motivated, you're like on fire, right? You feel incredible. And when you got motivation, anything is possible. You can do anything. And there's somebody called Mel Robbins, who I will link down her YouTube channel, and she's incredible. What she talks about, and she created this, I forget what it's called now, but I'll link you up to it. Mel Robbins talks about how motivation is garbage, right? And this is incredible because we all think, well, no, motivation is everything. It's how, when I'm motivated, I want to be motivated all the time. And Mel Robbins takes another look at it. And she says, how often do you feel motivated at 10, 11 o'clock at night? And you're like, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to smash it. I'm going to crush it, like Gary Vee would say. I'm going to do something. I'm going to go out and achieve all my goals. And then 7 o'clock comes around. You wake up and you're like, it's raining outside. I was going to make a video today. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. How many times have you experienced something like this? Which is really fascinating, because if you can build a way to not rely on motivation, you will achieve more. You have to practice and understand how you do it. And the way I do it is by realizing that if there's something I need to do, I need to stay consistent at my plan or my goals and my desires. I need to need something bad enough that I don't need motivation. I need that. I need to clean up all the plastic in the world. I really need that because my family depend on it and the future generations of the humanity depend on it. Now that's something that I can say, wow, that's strong, I'm going to do it. Forget motivation, ciao, see you later mate, I got to do this. And when you can really become consistent and just turn up for work, then you don't need motivation. And in fact today, I woke up and it's freezing in the house when I woke up this morning, and I was thinking, I got to make a video today. I want to make a video, but what do I make this video on? And I was kind of like, yeah, Mel Robbins kick into the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you go, and all these tactics. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't need to do these tactics. Grab my tripod. Forget about everything else. I'll have breakfast afterwards, because maybe in breakfast something comes up in my mind, and I haven't got time for that. I've got one opportunity to do this, and I'm going to do it right now. And you may think this is quite a silly thing. It's just a YouTube video and getting your camera out. But this is huge. It is these small actions that you decide to do every day that turn into big long-term actions and outcomes and results and success. So the smallest of things, whether it is deciding to take a shower in the morning and having the commitment and desire and understanding that these small tasks, making your bed, having a shower, having your breakfast, hanging up the clothes on the line when it's not raining in England, and all of these small things, like when you put something off, you kind of tell yourself that you couldn't or you weren't like able to do it in that moment. And by achieving small little goals, you almost build up all this energy inside of your body that later on in the day, you're like, yeah, achieve this, achieve this, achieve this. Your mind and you start to realize, you're like, yeah, I'm on a roll. I can do this next thing. And you build up confidence naturally. So you should try that. Try to achieve as many things as possible in the morning as you can, and you will most likely keep this ball rolling throughout the day and achieve much more. So I want you to take something away from this, and if you take anything, it is that risks are most of the time worth taking, because you will either learn something new from it, you will have a laugh about it, or it will go great and you'll discover or do something that you really wanted to do. So please, from this video, let me know, do you have problems with this? Do you have a fear of something? Is there something you would really like to do in life that you're not doing because you don't feel that you could, or because maybe this? Like, let me know. Have you got a fear? What is your biggest fear? Write a comment down below. Let's share it, because sharing these things also helps you understand why you're not doing it and how you could possibly overcome it. Sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. Sometimes you just need to write it down on a bit of paper and just let it out. And so yeah, I will leave a link to Mel Robbins, because she's incredible what she talks about, and I'll leave that quote down by that was in We Bought a Zoo as well. So thanks a lot for listening, guys. Whatever time it is in the day, wherever you are, go out and take a risk. Do what you wanted to do today. Forget about motivation. Forget about what could go wrong, and just enjoy that feeling of what could go right. And if it does, and I'm sure it will, you'll feel amazing. So have an amazing day, guys. I love you all. Goodbye.